When one is looking at soils that aren't sandy or sandy loam, the ionic surfaces on the clays interfere with the signal of the volumetric ion content. So you tend to end up with a really difficult to interpret graph where you're getting interference with not only the water content but the clay colloids as well. So in these cases, what we do is we screen the data. So let's have a look at this data. This pane, in this case, we're only looking at one layer in the soil. So at the 10 centimeter layer in the soil, here is the water, okay, the irrigation's coming in and the plant use. And then this is the corresponding ionic volumetric ion content reading. So by taking a common moisture content across the time series that's below saturation, we don't want it to be in this active flowing, we want it to right down at field capacity. What the software then does is it takes that timestamp where the graph intersects on the declining side, not on the wetting side, which would interfere with the signal, on the declining side, takes that timestamp, goes to the salinity graph, grabs that piece and filters it out and replots it on another pane. Okay, so you can see that point there, that timestamp taken, grabbed that point, plotted it. Then we carried on to this point here, again the declining points, same moisture content, grabbed the salinity at that point, replotted it. And by doing this, you can much more clearly see the trend of how that fertilizer moved through the soil. And this really corresponds really well with the scientific standard, because salinity you would always measure at the same moisture content. When you make your saturated paste, you make your 1 to 5 for analyses. It's always done at the same moisture content. So by comparing at the same moisture content, you take moisture as a variable out of the equation. Now if we go to the next slide, what you can see here is we've now done it for multiple levels. So this is the level we just did at 10 centimeters, and this is the screen data for 20 centimeters, this is the screen data for 30 centimeters. And you can see very nicely how the fertilizer is tracking and being used through the profile by the plant.